Cyborg and the Aluminium Sink by Kate Mitchell and Metalmouth.
The weather was wacky. Hot and dry one minute, the next pouring with rain. Rachel, the employment advisor at Job Centre Plus, was busy grilling me in her usual bloodthirsty tone of voice when the lights in the job centre began to flicker erratically. Rachel paused in the middle of interrogating me about job applications dating back 5 years and grabbed the phone. "Security! Will somebody please come to floor 2 and fix the lights? I'm about to have a seizure!" A fierce-looking security guard, whose name badge read Alan, rushed up the stairs, gripping a torch in his huge hand. He crossed the room and checked inside an electrical unit, but failed to see anything untoward. "What are you on about? There's no problem with the lights." He was as tall as he was wide, and didn't like being disturbed from playing Angry Birds on his mobile phone. All of a sudden, Alan's torch randomly switched on and off, and try as he might, he couldn't control it. The light intensified and dazzled the eyes of Rachel, sat frozen behind her desk. "Are you trying to blind me?" she screamed at him, and everyone in the job centre froze in fear. Moments later, a mysterious oval light appeared in the waiting area, and chaos descended upon job seekers and staff alike. Inexplicably, an aluminium sink appeared beside the gaggle of job seekers waiting in line for their payments. The sink glowed and shimmered like a desert mirage before finally blinking into solid reality. Light began to pour like water from the faucet, but shocked as we all were, none of us were prepared for what happened next. A new figure emerged from the sink and began to take form. Now hold on a minute. Let's stop the story here. I know this sounds nuts, but it really did happen. Anyway, Alan, the security guard, was still gripping his torch, but the batteries and bulb had mysteriously burnt out. He cautiously approached the figure, who was now leant over the sink and fiddling with the taps either side of the faucet, as if trying to tune a radio. Alan called on his walkie-talkie, his voice sounding unusually high and panicky. We have a situation on floor 2. Repeat, we have a situation on floor 2. Roger that, replied Rob, head of security. What exactly is this situation then? It's a metal man, a cyborg like the Borg from Star Trek, but here and with a large aluminium sink. Rob had been slumped in the CCTV monitor room, lazily tapping away at Candy Crush. He burst out laughing at Alan's ridiculous assertion, his laughter sounding robotic and tinny through the walkie-talkie speaker, causing the cyborg to tilt its head inquiringly. The cyborg grabbed Alan's walkie-talkie and began chatting metallically.
I am Death Node. Temporal anomaly detected. You a cyborg. This is 21st century. You should not exist. Explain your presence.
Rob immediately ceased laughing when he checked out the surveillance screen for floor 2 and observed the cyborg and the aluminium sink in reality as described by Alan. One of the job seekers had recovered from shock and guffawed, "You're a bit early for Halloween, bonny lad." Rachel curled her lip in revulsion and made a note of the job seeker's name for further interrogation, and then turned her attention to the cyborg. "Another immigrant coming over on them boats, no doubt. Claiming our benefits, as if I'm not busy enough." The cyborg then swiveled around to confront Rachel.
This is not a boat, it is an aluminium sink, 1,000 millimeters wide, 600 millimeters deep. Humans are primitive, unobservant and stupid. I have experienced an error in the dishwashing protocol and my duty is to return to the 31st century and report to the Cyborg Master, the Devourer.
The cyborg turned back to the aluminium sink and continued to fiddle with the hot and cold taps, finally finding the right combination and vanishing in a dazzling flash of electric blue light. Within 10 minutes, a fleet of black sedans pulled up at Job Center Plus. Men and women, dressed all in black and wearing Ray-Bans, filed efficiently into the building and locked all entrances inside and out. Job seekers, DWP staff, and security were all grilled for hours, and then sworn to secrecy on pain of death regarding the events that had taken place on Floor 2 at Job Center Plus.
Hope you enjoyed the show and this remix of the Cyborg and Aluminium Sink. This is Metal Mouth signing out. The weather was wacky, hot and dry 1 minute, the next pouring with rain.
This is not a boat, it is an aluminium sink, 1000 millimeters wide, 600 millimeters deep. Humans are primitive, unobservant and stupid. I have experienced an error in the dishwashing protocol and my duty is to return to the 31st century and report to the Cyborg Master, the Devourer.
Job seekers, DWP staff, and security were all grilled for hours, and then sworn to secrecy on pain of death regarding the events that had taken place on Floor 2 at Job Center Plus.
I am Death Node. Temporal anomaly detected. You a cyborg. This is 21st century. You should not exist. Explain your presence.